Hello and welcome to Financial Intelligence. In this video, I want to talk about how similar financial gurus and religious gurus are. My personal opinion is that we should not follow neither religious gurus nor financial gurus. I also think that people in general are more critical of religious doctrines than they are skeptical of so-called trading or stock market gurus. In other words, many people approach religious topics with a healthy criticism. However, I have noticed that people do not apply the same level of scrutiny when it comes to financial matters. Here, my goal is to draw parallels between religious gurus and financial gurus because it makes it easier for folks to identify fake self-proclaimed financial experts on social media sites. So let's look at 3 ways as to how financial gurus and religious leaders are similar and how they show the same kind of characteristics. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Number 1, continuous and excessive spread of fear. I'm going to start off this section by saying that a bit of fear provides a healthy counterbalance to greed in financial markets. Having a sensible level of caution when making investment decisions is a fantastic thing to have. However, here I'm talking about excessive and continuous feelings of fear. Financial gurus, very similar to religious leaders, always want to keep you in a state of fear. They usually use 2 different types of fear. The first type is the fear of missing out on something great. The parallel in the religious terminology is the fear of missing out on going to heaven. Its equivalent in the financial world is missing out on a great move on a certain financial instrument. The second type of fear is usually deployed to frighten people by something terrible that is going to happen to them if they do not follow the guru. In the religious world, that is usually described as going to hell and experiencing eternal punishment. In the financial world, its counterpart would be losing money because of an imminent upcoming crash predicted by the guru. The approach that both financial and religious gurus deploy are also very similar. First of all, they usually try to hammer their fearful message over and over again so that the message becomes ingrained in the minds of their followers. Secondly, they try to amplify the fear by using exaggerations to strengthen the impact of their message. The solutions which are offered are also very similar. You are normally asked to follow the guru and donate to the religious establishment in order to attain redemption, or buy courses in the case of financial gurus to secure your financial freedom. Number 2, seemingly unshakable confidence. Another common characteristic of financial and religious gurus is their seemingly unshakable confidence. They always speak with conviction as if they really have unlocked the mysteries of life. Their outsized confidence attracts and influences individuals who are not confident in themselves. A lot of people simply prefer not to think for themselves because they prefer to rely on their confident leaders to do the thinking for them. Taking personal responsibility is always harder than following somebody else's lead, particularly if that person exudes confidence. Many people prefer to choose this route because it is the path of least resistance in life. Why do people have a tendency to follow confident gurus? From a psychological point of view, having an independent and critical approach to decision making is very taxing on the brain. What I mean by this is that from an evolutionary perspective, our brains are designed to preserve energy as much as possible. Therefore, anytime that it is possible to avoid consuming mental energy by following someone else's lead, many people take the opportunity. This is particularly true in this day and age when many people are overwhelmed by the amount of information available to them and by the sheer number of decisions they need to make to run their daily lives. Number 3, promoting groupthink. Another common theme shared between financial and religious gurus is the promotion of groupthink. Both types of gurus try to create communities of like-minded people who are going to rally around their core beliefs promoted by the leader. People involved in such groups tend to reinforce each other's worldview. This creates an atmosphere of belonging that many people crave. It also instills a sense of false confidence in the members because they realize that they're not the only one who is following the guru. This is why many religions have organized ceremonies where people are gathered together so that the core beliefs can be reinforced in a group setting. In very much the same way, financial gurus try to create communities on YouTube, Twitter, or Reddit where followers can form a sort of community around their shared and highly correlated opinions of the market. Participating in such groups shields individuals from doubts that are bound to arise when the facts contradict and challenge their market views. Many people prefer to have a blind faith in someone rather than to examine facts on a regular basis. I hope that you like this video. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please add them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you and take care.